record this just in case, so we don't lose any really super important information, because that would really make me sad. Okay. And then I'm just gonna close out. Where did the participants go? Okay, because then it should show me up at the top. Thank you. I have to follow you, Sarah. Okay. So let's get started. I'm gonna just hope and pray that it is streaming live. If not, we've got it recorded.
See it streaming yet, so
No worries.
whatever.
Yeah. Let me see. Maybe I didn't. No, it says that there's a permissions error. I'll figure it out later. Okay, so we are going to get started. Sorry about that. Thank you. Awesome. I'm going to make sure to add those. I'm going to just copy paste. There is going to be a portion in the Facebook group, which I believe all of you guys already have joined. Some of you guys aren't here live yet, or maybe hoping to catch it in Facebook. My bad. I will have that fixed by tomorrow. But you can add your handles in there as well. I think it would be a great idea to kind of just check in how everybody else is doing the challenge, as well as just giving support, which is always nice. Reciprocal energy, right? Okay, so first things first is one, I want to introduce myself. My name's Jenna. I have started, oh, there we go. That is yours, Trisha. I love it. Yes, that's the link. I started my Facebook, good grief. My TikTok, I think 2 years ago now. The first 3 months I hit 50,000 followers. With that, I have invested a ton of money in TikTok coaches myself in the beginning. Not anymore, because now I do it more intuitively and then kind of do what I want, which still seems to be doing well, but I research also my ass off. There are so many new features, new things that they are moving into that I like to keep up with just because it's interesting. And they are just so fast paced. I will be sharing a little bit later as well in regards to what features they're bringing, what features they already have, and how to really think and view TikTok versus the other social media platforms. So it's going to be really fun. Just a little bit of my own content that I have been creating is, in the beginning, it was very much more book related. I was like an open book. Like, let me tell you the 4 ways to X, Y, and Z. I was very robotic and I was very like precise. The coach that I invested in wasn't very good. Great certain tips, other things not so great. And finally I was like, I just don't feel authentic. That was my biggest thing, is I did not feel authentic. I was just literally reading off like scripts and then doing the call to actions, like everything. I even had a certain amount of people saying like, this is the same video. Why do you keep saying this? And then they would make fun of me of like, follow for more, pretty much. It was very, very uncomfortable. So with that being said, we are going to go through the first couple of things that I recommend to start your TikTok. Then we're going to go into exactly what TikTok is and what you should think about it, as well as how to post. If we have time, I did allot us an hour and a half, but if we do finish this in an hour, that's fine too. I just wanted to give us some wiggle room if needed, because we're going to go into learning how to search and utilize search as your way of understanding your niche, if that makes sense. So like, we are going to utilize the TikTok app as a search engine to find out ways to create your content easily. Yay! It's going to be super fun. So first things first is, number one, we want to understand our principal purpose, really your why for being on TikTok. Now, this is not real, like, yes, this is very similar to like, what's your why in your business? But a little bit more in depth of thinking about your audience and your community. We want to make sure that we are speaking directly to these specific people that we want to call into our community, because your vibe attracts your tribe. As I mentioned, I was like a little robot, and that's what I got. I got a bunch of people going, "Oh, I love your content," but like they weren't really buying. They were all saying like, "I needed this. This is great for this is really FYP, right?" And so they were like agreeing with what I was saying, but they weren't connecting with me. When I finally shifted and was more authentic, I get DMs, I get 4,000 people added to my email list in under like 2 months, and it just keeps growing. So my specific purpose and like mission, so I created like a mission statement or like mission guidance so that I know every single time I'm going on TikTok why I'm there. Mine is to spread more awareness around generational trauma, mainly the mother wound, inspire others to begin healing. So I really want to be that light that sparks people to go, wow, I really want to heal. And then present valuable healing, mother wound, and inner child tips and tricks so that I can guide women to step into their feminine flow, get out of survival mode. Now, how do you guys do this? So you think about your life, your brand, your business, and your audience. And what do you want that energy to feel like? I know some of us that are already in Nicole's world knows like the Facebook group needs an energy around it. Same as TikTok, thinking of it as a person even. So I go into TikTok and many times I pretend that there's this image of this man. That's my business, like my TikTok business. And I ask him, what does he want to present today? How do we say this today? How can I get more people in my community? And what is the energy I want in my videos? I want to make sure that I'm very bubbly, very, I would say, welcoming and warming. And also, like, if I were to see or hear my videos on my husband's phone, because that typically happens when he's scrolling through TikTok, will I feel icky listening to my voice? Because when he's scrolling and also my voice pops up, I'm like, ugh. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking, did I talk about him? That typically happens. So really, what's your vibe? How do you want to show up on TikTok? And then the other question is, how can you help others? And how can you help viewers? So how can you help others might be your audience. How can you help them? But then also, how can you help viewers? And we're going to go into a little bit more in depth on what that means when we get into TikTok algorithm. Okay. Now, ways that you can actually do this is entertain, right? You see a lot of those entertaining videos, and we really like people really sit and watch those. Now, the reason why those do so well is because people are coming to TikTok to feel a feeling. And when they see those videos that are entertaining and fun and exciting, they sit on there and then they scroll through their whole account. I'm going to touch base on this a little bit further, but this makes sense right now to kind of add this here. TikTok is like Netflix. It's binge worthy. We want to create content that's going to be similar to series of Netflix, that people want to watch one video, watch the next video, watch the next video, and you're still in that same feeling. They know what's going to happen, right? Like they may not know what your story's about. They may not know what you're going to share with them, but you have the same vibe, the same energy, and the same. I binge people's things all the time. Yeah, they have the same style within those videos. Okay, so it's one of the people that I'm thinking of right now that I love watching, and I can sit and watch all of his videos over and over, is Keith Lee. He goes and he does food. He's a food critic. He didn't start as a food critic. He's actually like a UFC fighter. And then he just really loves food. And he started talking about food and the places that he was going and then rating it. And just the way that he shares his video, you know what to expect with every video. It's not the same food that he goes and reviews. It is different food, different places, but you know how he's going to say it, how he's going to rate it. And you just want to watch because you're like, what is he going to think of this place? Okay. So that's entertaining. Second, motivating. So, do you have something that can show others how they can do it? Motivate them in doing those things too. For example, mine is motivating people to start their healing process. This can also go into inspiring them to go into a healing process, maybe inspiring them to start their own cleaning business, maybe inspiring them to start their own website or their own social media platform. Like, what are those things that you want to inspire them to do? Yes. I guess this is 4, is bringing happiness. So a lot of the other videos I love are there's I don't remember his name. I think it's called Daddy Goat. It's terrible. Okay. What he does is he's this young kid and it's a farm from what I've understood so far on, and I've binged like literally all their videos. All he does is takes videos. Goat Daddy, is that who it is? Okay. Goat Daddy. What it is this young kid, and he shows every morning how he feeds the baby goats. They have these little Coke bottles. And one time it was Sprite bottles because he said he didn't have any more Coke bottles left. And they put the little nipples on them. They put them in the this little like trough, and then they let the baby goats out, and you see the goats like prancing over. And then he teaches you that you have to put the goats in specific order so they're not on top of one another. See, I'm learning, but also I get to see little baby goats excited about getting their milk. It's so crazy, but it brings me happiness, and I get to just see this guy living his best life, taking care of this, like, I think it's like a rescue or sanctuary of animals because there's so many different types of animals there. So bringing happiness. Also another one that I really love. I think his name is Jimmy Darts, and he goes and he collects certain amount of money from his community because of what he's done. So very similar to Mr. Beast, but he collects money and then he does donate it to people that are in need, homeless individuals. But he also goes and like one of them, he went and took him to Disney. And it was just like so cool to see this person who is down and out enjoying a roller coaster ride. And then the next day, or the next time he posts a video, it's him coming back to this person to like give them $20,000 that he just raised from his community. It's insane. But I love it, and I cry every single freaking time. And then lastly is education. There are educational videos, and there's a way to do it that you're not a book. For example, there's a woman, I believe her name is Stick Therapy. No, excuse me. Her series. So again, her name is something different. I can't remember her name, but she has something called Stick Talk. And what she does is she makes little stick people and shows therapy type stuff. So she has like the mother wound, abandonment, and she makes these little stick figures and describes it. That's a way to educate without being boring and a book. Now, just so you know, there can be a combination of these, which is also going to be really helpful. Obviously, if you're wanting to be inspiring, but then also bring some entertainment to it, obviously that can be done, right? Next is your niche. Now, this isn't like your ideal client avatar. No, what we want is you becoming the niche. Okay. Now, what does that mean? TikTok shouldn't be just your business all day, every day. You don't need to be sitting there making every single video about how they need to soothe their mother wound, what inner child, X, Y, and Z. This is just from my own stuff. Now, I am also needing to make this pivot because that's all I was talking about. One, it makes you feel burnt out because you're like, oh, what else do I need to talk about? And many times people are wanting like the basic info again. And you're just like repeating yourself over and over. Which that gets boring. And we want to make it that they are coming back to binge watch us. Again, just like I said, we want to become their Netflix. That's why storytelling and Get Ready With Me are really, really potent right now, is because people are interested in what others are doing, living vicariously through others, and then just generally excited to like learn about someone. Now, what I mean by this too, in the sense of like Keith Lee. Keith Lee again is the food critic. He's sitting there sharing about the food that he just got from a specific restaurant. He blew up. With him blowing up, I think the first time I saw him, he was at 1.7 million followers. And then the next thing I knew, he was at 4 because he got caught. He caught on, and people were lining up at the places that he just reviewed to eat the food that he just shared. He was changing people's lives. So what he wasn't just showing about the food that he was reviewing, he switched over to also update on the restaurants. And he also made it his priority to make sure his community was also an extension of him. If you guys go to this restaurant, just know it's a mom and pop shop. Do not be assholes, and make sure that if they are out and they're like running nonstop, because many of them were going from like 0 people to like lines out the door the next day, right? And so that's a lot of expansion for a company. And some of these companies, have older people that are working them. And so he would make videos to share this. This is him and his story. Do you guys see how he's the niche? I don't know if that's a good example. Let me know if that was a good example. I love that about him. Yeah. And like, it's so cool to be able to see him actually changing lives. So what can we do to share more about us and what we're doing, and still living the why of why we're starting TikTok, right? So in essence, mine could be me talking about the mother wound and reparenting the inner child, but then also sharing how I have to reparent my own inner child while I'm parenting. And so now I'm sharing the story and also showcasing what I'm doing with maybe B-roll or clips of my son, or just me hanging out in the bathroom on the floor crying because I just, watched an episode of Bluey and it hit home too hard. But like, that is going to resonate with people, and people are going to see, hey, I'm doing the same thing. I'm also trying to bring in women that are potentially moms so that they can reparent their own inner child in order to be a better parent for their children. Okay. So see how it all like moves together, but I'm not just sitting there regurgitating education and information. I get to share a story with them and then also show that I'm a real freaking human, which is still interesting because people will come on to solution calls with me, be like, oh my God, you're real. I'm like, did you think I was AI? Like, I know it's getting really savvy, but I am real, in fact. Okay, let me just see if I had anything else that I wanted to add on to the niche. Okay, so the only thing that I wanted to ask here for niche is what lights you up? Think of this maybe even as pillars, content pillars. And many of you already know this because we talk about it within in Wonderworld, is that you are more than just that 1D section, right? Like, you are not just your business. You are also a parent, maybe. You're also maybe in like going in the dating world. Maybe you're also, trying to do a like weight loss journey like me. And being able to showcase that and share like, this is what I'm doing. And you can also tie in what you do. Like for me, I love fictional characters. Around 2009, I started in hypnotherapy and really learning more about spirituality. And I was watching this terrible, absolutely atrocious TV show. But for some reason, I couldn't stop. Like, I was so addicted to this TV show called A Secret Life of American Teenager. It's horrendous. terrible acting. Now, I talked to my hypnotherapist at the time and I was like, what do I do? Why am I connected to this TV show? She said, hey, why don't you journal after each episode? I was like, all right. I love writing. I love journals. Why not? So I'd watch an episode and I'd write down everything I thought about the characters. And then all of a sudden, one episode just hit home really deep. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just realized that everything that these characters are going through, I've gone through or felt this way. And so what I started doing, and I still do this, is I watch TV shows or movies or read books and I analyze the characters. And then what I do is I start noticing their patterns as well as like mother wound patterns, as well as like what attachment style do they have? What trauma are they potentially going through? How is this going to affect them moving forward? And how are they handling it? And then I also copy that onto myself to also help me through my own healing journey. So that's something that I wanted to do also on TikTok, is showcase, for example, like Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls is amazing. Lorelai and Rory have a quote unquote great relationship. But while I was watching it, I was like, they're so toxic. Like, she's so connected to her mom and her mom's being her best friend. And then when they do have a blowout, like, no wonder she turned into a crappy character towards the end, is because of all of this mother wound stuff that's going on. So I wanted to be able to share those types of things within my own TikTok. However, I was scared to do so. The reason why I'm sharing this is I was too connected to vanity metrics. I was like, okay, every time I talk about this topic, I get more vanity metrics, but I was feeling overwhelmed, not connected, and it wasn't doing what I wanted to. I wanted to be able to share about fictional characters, like analyze specific parts of the show, different characters, how their attachment style like plays out in their relationships. And then I also love everything about serial killers. And so I actually decided to make a series called Mama Trauma, which is connecting serial killers with their mother wound. And like how that could potentially like play out into why they became a serial killer. So you know what? I started with that. I'm now slowly adding that into it, but see how it's also entertaining. It's educational, but also entertaining. And I get in like a joy out of it because I have so much vast knowledge about serial killers. So what lights you up? What are things that you are like, what's different about you that people are like, ooh, that's weird? Because if I go, I do this anyway, but I go into just normal situations and I start talking about serial killers, or I start talking about the mother wound and how it connects with fictional characters, and people look at me like I have a third eyeball. Or maybe a tin hat. But that's the stuff that when I put it out there, all of a sudden I got also equally the same amount of praise. Oh my God, I love serial killers. You need to do it on this person. You need to share about this. Yes. And I love that. Trisha, I'd love to tie in energy work. Yes. That is what I'm trying to say, is it's not needing to be all about business, but how can you tie it all together and show that you are a three-dimensional person, and call in the people that are interested in that type of stuff as well. I literally talked about that on a date last. That is awesome. And hopefully there's a second date. If not, then share it on TikTok and make it a series about your dating, and like you can combine it with parental wounds as well as like how the dating world is in general. Oh my gosh, that is like a whole topic. I absolutely love it. Another thing I love to watch, and I haven't done, but this might be something that will spark you guys, is doing character reenactments almost. Two different ways. One, you can take actual characters that are already existing, like Ariel, Cinderella, like Disney princesses, things like that, and like pretending that they're going and doing like therapy. That was one that I saw and I thought was really interesting. My camera is like having major malfunctions right now. I'm just like watching it like go in and out. So sorry about that. And like, at least it's recording. Second way that you can do this is become characters. So, for example, another one that I've seen is like the mom talking to child. Again, this is going to be more for like mother wound, but one for like Trisha is having it be somebody who is like wanting to start a cleaning business, but then not sure how. Man, what should my prices be if I want to start a cleaning business? And then you pan like when we record, when we go into, I think either tomorrow or on Wednesday about recording and editing, this will make more sense. We can go through it. But you record different parts of you answering different questions and acting like you are having a conversation. Those are really, really popular because people are like, oh, I can add myself into that specific scenario and understand what is going on. And it just makes it more enjoyable instead of like being talking head staring at someone going like, do you blah, 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 blah. Because then they like immediately want to just swipe. They're like, oh God, why are you so scary? Everybody always messages on mine. Why are you so loud? Many times they're saying it because the information that I'm sharing, but also I'm just a very loud person in my videos. Yes, I love helping people start business, especially artists. Yes, who think that they have to be a starving artist. Yeah, limiting belief. So a great one for you is even if you were to do it within those acting, oh man, I just started my art again and obviously I'm not going to make anything. So like making it like almost like role playing. Yes, no one in the cleaning industry does anything with energy. Yeah, I just have no idea how to do that. Hey, we're going to get to it tomorrow, probably within the viral video storytelling structure. But we are going to be at least getting the basics of understanding of how TikTok works and allowing it to work for us and then how we should be posting. Oh my God, I love it. I have a background in theater, so characters and accents are do accents. Oh my God, I love it. Yeah. Trisha's going to be doing accents by the end of the week. Okay. I just put on here also, you don't want to act like a robot like I did. Don't be a book. When I had a specific another TikTok guru that I had or mentor that I had purchased into, that was one of his biggest feedback points. He's like, you are very great on camera, but you literally are a robot. Be authentic. And I was like, yes, I love that because I want to be. And he was the one that really was trying to get me to open up and do the fictional characters. And I still have yet to do it. So we all have our limiting beliefs and things that we need to get over. And through this week, I'm also going to be doing the 21-day challenge also with that focus on doing my Mama Trauma series as well as my healing with the hero's journey. Okay. Anything else that I had on all of that? Okay. Now let's get into what TikTok should look like for you in your mind and why it's different from other platforms. Okay. TikTok is literally changing the game for social media on so many fronts. That is literally why Instagram and YouTube busted out short form videos like immediately. And now even Instagram already gave those up, right? Like they were trying to pay people to entice them to utilize Reels. And then they realized that it was probably expensive and their algorithm sucks. So they gave that up already. Honestly, they should have just stuck with photos and like really dug into being that specific type of social media platform. And YouTube actually is doing okay. They have a couple of things that I would recommend. There are just so many better things that TikTok offers, not only for recording, editing, distributing, and also reach. That's the biggest thing here on TikTok is the reach that you can have by every single video that you post. I also put on here that TikTok should look like a media production studio for you. So let me explain. Your posts, as I mentioned, should be like your Netflix series, like binge worthy. You can also utilize playlists. I don't think you can do that on Facebook or Instagram. This is why TikTok is king right now. So for the series that I have for Mama Trauma, as well as I have a whole mother wound playlist, when I create a video and I know it's going to be specifically on that topic, I put it into the playlist. There's 70 plus videos that somebody can go into my account and just watch all of those videos. Why is this important? There was a gentleman that I was working with. Actually, I just reached out to him as a friend, and then I was trying to help him, but he got overwhelmed and like ran away. um he was doing cooking videos. They were fabulous. I made tons of his different recipes because he made them so easy, fun. So he was educating as well as entertaining through his videos. But every time that I wanted to find that recipe, there was no playlist. Like I had to scroll through his bio, his account to try and figure out where that fucking video went. And so I told him, hey, like maybe you should have playlists like chicken recipes, or beef recipes, things like that, just to make it easier. Instant pot, air fryer, like things that somebody can come to his TikTok and click on the playlist and then just scroll through them. Well, I do this now within collections. Just so you know, collections wasn't created until later. What that is a feature. It's like folders. I go on specific people's accounts and find recipes. These recipes I put into an actual collection called recipes. And then I find 4 or 5 of them. And then I go to the grocery store with those lists. Like it makes it so easy. I find instant pot ones, air fryer ones I can do for like 10, 15 minutes. And then I can just throw it in the oven or on the stove, like super, super easy. We want people to be able to do that with our content as well. Make it easy with playlists and understand like what are the top things that people would want to know about your brand, about your business. For example, what are the different types of pay that someone could charge for a cleaning business, right? Like starting cleaning business 101, something like that. So that you can start showing videos that they'll be able to go, oh, I want to watch the next piece. So almost thinking of like those 6 steps that start your business, make a video on each one, explaining it, and then putting it into a playlist. So you could literally name the folder Start Here. They can click on it and then like follow along with each step that you just created. Now, I'm not sure exactly if you need requirements for this feature I'm going to share, but series is a specific feature that TikTok rolled out. Some people have them, some people don't. If you do have them or you need to have a certain requirement, this is going to be a great substitute when you hit those requirements to then receive money. What series are literally like little video courses. I can do a mother wound 101, talk about what the mother wound is in the first video. Second video, I can say, what are the signs and symptoms? Third video, I can go in and say, how is this showing up for you? Fourth video, these are some techniques I would utilize. And I can charge $4.99. I think they have all the way up to $189 that you can charge for series. What I've seen people do is I've only seen like exercise people do it. Again, I have not been looking. I also haven't done series yet, but I have at least been looking into it. But they were doing like quick ab workouts and then you like, or 7-day resets, things like that you can get like $4.99. That definitely adds up if you start to build a community and people know, like, and trust you and go, hey, all of these videos are in this one series. Then I don't have to go all over and watch all, like I have almost 2,000 videos. If somebody goes back and starts watching all 2,000 of my videos, like impressive, but I can make it easy for them by creating series. That won't cannibalize my content program. No, it won't. Again, you're doing like basic 101 stuff. And then what are the things? One thing that you can do is one, look at your course or what you offer, your program, and then pick one of the middle pieces of it, share that specific thing, because there's probably 6 more steps on that specific thing. And then say, if you'd like to have the whole, kit and caboodle or the whole process, here's my program. And then you like move them into that. And how it can look again for funnels is get my freebie. Your freebie could be a rate list, right? Like, hey, if you want to know how to charge people, this is my rate list, blah, blah, blah. You get them into your email list, then you can get them into potentially a playlist or series on your TikTok. And then you can go into getting them over into your program. Because again, if you don't have series and you're not going to be charging for it, because I can't remember if I got series due to the amount of followers I have. It doesn't show me now. Now it just like takes me to the series page. But you can utilize it in playlists. How that looks is when you have your freebie, they go into your email list. Now, one of your emails should showcase that playlist. By the way, if you're new to my world, here is a whole playlist to show you how to start. And what do those videos say? At the end, you should have a call to action. Maybe not all of them if you're going to do a playlist, but maybe like the last one or like most important ones, having them go into a call to action where, by the way, you can get this all in my program. Or if you want actual support one-on-one with me, join X, Y, and Z. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Yeah, there's so many tons of ways. Again, it's not black and white. It's like, really, you get to do whatever you want. And that's fun, is like, it can be intuitive and whatever feels good to you. And it can grow, because I didn't always have playlists. And then when I got playlists, then I was able to start funneling people back to it. So one of the things I do within my Facebook group is when they join, they have the option to ask for TikTok, and I send them the Mother Wound playlist. And now they have 70 plus videos to get to know me and be in my world and like feel connected, see how authentic I might be in my videos, and if I'm their vibe. All right. So we have posts, like your Netflix series, stories, just similar to Instagram stories. You should be sharing your life, connecting to your community. So what I've noticed here on stories, it's very similar to Instagram. I don't think they have a lot of like different stickers. So you can't add a link or anything like that. But I've been just showcasing stupid things like my food or a picture of me. And then I put like your mom in very small text next to my hair. And just seeing if people notice, because then I've had comments where they just comment your mom. And now it's like, I can utilize that as if, let's say I want to create merch, I could make your mom shirts. Like little things like that is like people are starting to know, like, and trust me and like my energy and who I am. And also making healing not so robotic and like structured, right? We want to make sure that they feel safe and comfortable in your energy and your space. All right. So the other thing that you can do with TikTok, which is completely different than Instagram and Facebook, is you have easy access to collab with others. This is so potent and crazy, unreal. There have been so many different creators that I've connected with easily within their comments. Even just like, okay, I see them on TikTok and then boom, I go right into their Instagram and then I like direct message them. And then create so many different things. I can have them on my podcast, my YouTube, my TikTok live, because TikTok live also can be like a little like show that you're speaking back and forth in there. We can create courses, workshops. There's endless possibilities to be able to collab. And what's interesting is you can get businesses to see you very quickly. Within my first month, excuse me, I would say second month, I had BetterHelp reach out and they paid me $1,500 to do 2 videos, 60 seconds. Like, what the fuck? That was awesome. They also sent me a bunch of swag after, like all these things. It was one of the best brand partnerships. And it's so easy to talk to brands. Like, what I've noticed is there was a slime company called, what are the Peachy Babies. Peachy, my freaking camera. Peachy Babies has really interesting different types of slimes that they created, but all of a sudden they started catching on. They sold out within the Friday that they were in, and probably within like the first 30 seconds sold out. And so you had like people wanted to wait. They got there on Friday. They would be like literally smashing that like sign in button. And then all of a sudden, all the slime was gone. They caught on, but a lot of brands wanted to connect with them. So they did like a collab with Scrub Daddy. So they made like a yellow slime with a little like cute foam Scrub Daddy guy that you can put in your slime. And then there's like for Book Talk, because I love Book Talk and I love reading and I love seeing the collabs that go into that as well. I notice certain people that are on Book Talk connecting with each other and doing collabs. So there is such a huge community out there that you can connect with in every single place that you're in. So if you love gardening, you can start connecting with people that also like gardening. If you also like books, you get to connect with that. If you like energy work, you get to connect with that. Horses, animals, anything that you love is on TikTok, and the collabs are amazing. Or just finding people that enjoy chickens. Yes. Goat Daddy. Come on now. And then this also brings me to lives. So lives should be like your news reporter, and sharing the like potent transformational stories that you have. Or you could also use this as like a talk show. That's what I was trying to say. Like it can be like a talk show that you add other people in, and then you can just riff back and forth. Let's see. Oh, also great thing about lives is you can receive money. You can have subscriptions as well as people will just hand you money if they like you, which is also awesome. It's not always a lot. Like I went and I kept getting these like roses and I was super excited. And then it turns out they were just like worth a penny. But hey, people were throwing pennies at me. So one thing that you need to know is if somebody is going to be willing to throw money at you, most likely, and if they join your community, most likely they will buy again, right? Like, so if they can send you money via live, most likely they're going to buy little things and then get into your funnel and start that ride with you. Now, lives, you do need to have 1,000 followers. And hopefully through the next 21 days, as you're doing the challenge, you can hit that 1,000 or followers or even get more. Let's see. I already talked about series. Oh, and there's also a TikTok shop. I have not utilized this, but what I've noticed is one, because I thought, oh, it's just for individuals or businesses with product. But TikTok shop also, I've noticed people putting like, they're talking about a book and then we'll put the book in the description and it'll say eligible for permission, for commission or something like that. Personally, I have not utilized that. I'm going to look into it and see, and then I can report back if that does work. Oh, it's for affiliates. Yeah, there we go. Somebody actually was using a shadow work journal. So that makes sense. So they probably just reached out to them and asked them, similar to like how BetterHelp reached out to me, make me a video. And then with that, even it posts on your profile, but you don't see it on your profile. It goes on BetterHelp. And then they like, you get the views and people can click on you and then go to your profile. So they don't go to BetterHelp, which was also awesome. Because I was like, one of them hit like 10 million views. So that's really cool. Let's see. Okay. So one, does that make more sense on how TikTok is like a media production studio? Some of the things that they are bringing out are podcasts. So now you will have the capability to have your podcast directly on there. Reason why I think they're doing this is because a lot of people will clip up their podcast video, post it on TikTok, and then what happens when the person really likes whatever the person is talking about, but only gets 60 seconds of it? They go to the full podcast, which takes them off the platform, and TikTok wants to keep everybody there. So they are looking into adding podcasts. I don't know when that will be. We are going to be focusing on making our TikTok like Netflix. We're utilizing stories, going to be getting more and more followers in order to get lives, because lives are really, really cozy and fun. A lot of connection and engagement with those. And then always have opportunity to do collabs. Have you guys seen Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet? Perfect. That's like one of my favorite movies. So think of TikTok like where Ralph went into the internet. It's a massive auditorium. And in that auditorium, there are vendors. You are a vendor. So you can go and set up your booth, get your profile all nice and clean and set up, adding like your YouTube, or if you have Instagram, so people can come find you other places. Think of your funnel and where you want to funnel people to. Again, links I don't think are available until 1,000 followers. However, there are other ways to get them to your stuff, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Now, with that, I know a lot of people say, oh, like I only hit 200 views or 300 views on this video. And that we want to think about is 200 people standing in front of your booth. That's a lot of fucking people. And we can connect to those 200 people and really start connecting and engaging with them, getting them to answer questions, getting them to be in our world, because we don't need millions, thousands, of people to be able to make a living off of what we're posting on TikTok. But again, we want to be authentic and relatable, and people want to actually keep binging us. Because what happens sometimes is we create a video, it goes viral, and it attracts certain types of people. For example, when I first started TikTok, I started on a completely different account. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had this cat tower that my cat would always sit in this little basket, and my dog would come up and like try and bite the basket. They were playing, but he was like biting the basket. And I did that. I recorded it and then had the song "You've Got a Friend in Me" from Toy Story, and it blew up. Do you think those individuals really wanted to hang out and watch me talking head talk about like parental wounds? Not at all. So was that like, I know we want to be more authentic and like show our true selves, but we also have to understand some of the videos that we're going to post, if they do go viral, it's not going to call in the people that we're really wanting to call in. So there's kind of like this balance that we get to do. We can showcase our lives and be relatable. Just know where those people are coming from and what they're doing. What are they going to do in your world? Maybe you have more than one just sharing of your pet, where I only had one, and then they were like, what is happening? Okay, so let me quickly talk about the TikTok algorithm, and then we can get into posting. So real quick, Instagram, you post to Instagram and only 6% of your followers see your posts. So that means if you have 100 people that are following you, that's 6 people that may potentially see your post. With that, I have 6K followers on my Instagram, which would be about 360 people that could see my post. But many times, kind of that's the amount of people that are seeing my reels. But my regular posts are only getting maybe 30 people. So it's just like flop, flop, flop all on Instagram. I just don't utilize the energy, expend my energy on Instagram anymore. Now, the difference with TikTok, every single post is a brand new pool of people. It sends out to 100 people. And if they like your hook, they like your content, you give them a CTA to engage. It doesn't have to be buy my thing. It can be like, share this in the comments. Many times what I say is go take my mother wound quiz, come back, tell me who you got. And they come back and they want to tell me which Disney princess they've got. That increases more engagement, which then TikTok goes, people really like this video. Okay, let's send it to 500 new people. Again, guys, 500 new people, not from your following list. So now you had 100 people. Now you have 500 people. And this is where if it does well again, it can be sent to 1,000 new people. So it just keeps increasing. Now, this is how you can go from 0 to 2,000 in less than an hour, is because you have a good video, people are interested in the topic, and you may have connected SEO. Yeah, I love the For You concept. Honestly, the For You page is creepy as fuck. I know Sarah knows this, but there's tarantula. Oh, Janelle knows this probably too. There's tarantula hawks here in the desert, and they love tarantulas, right? And so Steve and I just moved out into more of the desert in Surprise. And the other day, there was this big, beautiful black bug that had orange wings that walked out from our welcome sign on our patio. And I go, that looks like a wasp, and it starts flying around. And I go, isn't that a tarantula hawk? And he's like, get in the car. So I get in the car. I'm like freaking out. He's trying to like find it. He finds a big wolf spider next to our welcome sign. So now I know that tarantula hawk probably followed the wolf spider, and that's terrifying that it's just like chilling. And we've been like asking for the pest control guys to come to like get rid of this problem. It's been terrifying. We've only been using our garage to get in and out. I'm like, I felt so bad because Amazon dropped off packages, and I'm like, I hope it just doesn't like come out and like attack him, because who knows? It probably laid eggs in this spider, right? Anywho, needless to say, I open up my TikTok app, and the first thing is this old gentleman. He was the sweetest thing, and across his face, in orange, it says wasps. And he's like, do you know anything about wasps? I was like, are you serious? I did actually watch it because I wanted to hear about it. Obviously, it wasn't about like tarantula hawks, but yeah, very for you, right? And so that's so interesting when people are talking about things, or even they're like the algorithm picks up on their tendencies and then pushes out videos. So this is the other thing that we're going to be learning today, is how to search keywords within your niche and your brand and your business in order to help you with your content. Because when you are able to utilize the SEO with your title, your description, the content that you're saying in the video will all help you get pushed in the algorithm, which I just tested today. And one of my videos is actually in the most liked for this month. And I was like, yes, I love it. Because I was trying to make sure it would pull anything from the keyword I was looking at. All right. So needless to say, all this is completely different than Facebook and Instagram. This is why we want to be on TikTok. And again, making this our top of funnel. We can definitely funnel all of these videos into Instagram and Facebook, which I have. They have done pretty well on Facebook Business, not so much on Instagram. And then I just shaped my funnel around what was working. That's it. Everything making sense so far? Okay, cool. So let's get into the meat of right now, is posting. Right now, how often do you post on TikTok? I know Sarah's been working hard over there. All right, 1 or 2 times a week. Also, do you repurpose from other platforms, or do you make brand new ones? Yeah, I just started the first time yesterday. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, it was months. Good. So we'll have a brand new, refreshing outlook on it. And then how much do you post on other platforms? Facebook daily. Yep. I repurpose at times. Content always different on IG, not just reels. Yeah. IG daily. Yep. And then how are we feeling posting on those other platforms right now? I know for me with Instagram, I was like, "Bleh." Oh yeah, Facebook burnt out. Yeah. And the thing that I think is so interesting is I love to write. However, I can make a video in like a minute because I just talk really fucking fast and I know what I'm going to say. Where when I start writing, I'm like, all of a sudden the English police comes and sits on my corner and like, you can't put a semicolon there. I'm like, what? I don't even know what a semicolon is. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah. Loss of momentum and creativity. So the thing that I want us to look into is like, how do we want to feel posting on a social media platform? So how do we want to feel posting on TikTok? Feel the fun and excitement. Yeah. It makes me laugh every day. You know what the coolest thing is? Is I still watch my videos and I laugh because I'm like, you're funny. I'm like, that makes so much sense. And then the cool thing with this is also building self assurance, self confidence, self trust, and self like love, really. Because when I watch my videos back, I'm bringing back that confidence of, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. How I created this in such a short amount of time was awesome. So I'm just like building this self assurance, self confidence, and then it makes me want to continue to create. The other cool thing about this is so many people comment on my TikToks that go well that I now have an endless supply of ideas because they ask really good questions. I actually couldn't keep up with them. So I have to like go back a couple of times, like months back to like go back through the questions. Um yeah, so there's just like so much excitement with creating because it is effortless on TikTok and creating videos. So what I'm really saying is being able to refresh or reignite that excitement by doing something different, not just constantly doing like lives on Facebook feeling forced, maybe lives on Instagram feeling forced, trying to get people to come in, posting, but it feels like you're posting to the fucking ethers and you're like, what is happening? Like, no one's seeing my stuff. Or I'm getting like my family that tells me like they love me and can't wait to see me again. And I'm like, this is so dumb. Let's see. I want to feel passionate and excited with confidence. I had someone tell me today she loved my video announcing my project and loves seeing the big smile on my face. See, it's so awesome. Just today, I had a situation. We'll get into this tomorrow with the storytelling videos, and I'll talk a little bit about transformational stories while we're talking about posts. But while I was driving, and this is just a pro tip for you guys too. While I was driving, it was in my close to my complex, and it's interesting now that I think about it. I get intuitive drops in the same area every time. I need to go drive over there more often. But I picked up my phone and immediately went to TikTok and started a video with the idea of creating a script for myself by video. Now, what I mean by this is I literally was like, I teach women how to connect to their femininity. I stopped it. I hit play again. Blah, blah, blah. And then I started my script and then I stopped it. And then I kept doing that while I was going like 15 miles per hour down my street. And I turned it off, got in, I had a meeting. And then when I went to go do something else, I sat in my chair and I was like, ooh, let me quickly redo that video. So what I do is I go into the editing part of TikTok and I just replace the video, say exactly what I just said, but like however I want to look and act and feel. And I made that video in less than like 30 seconds, posted it up, and now it's, doing its thing. So it can be that easy when you have those ideas to be able to save it in your drafts and come to it later, even if you're not in the ideal situation. Which also is fun because then I don't have to like stress about it. Yes, I can still be high vibe while talking about trauma. Exactly. Actually, people think it's more refreshing when we do that. All right. Things that I wrote down here that I want to feel when I'm posting is flow, ease, accomplishment, and connection with my community. I really want to focus on the fictional characters and really bringing that back to life, and having fun creating the series around serial killers. Mama Trauma. Oh, baby. Hello, little one. Okay, so what I suggest for posting is at least one time a day, up to 3 times a day. Now, it's not going to be overwhelming, but when I say 3 times a day, how does that feel? People are like, no, I can barely get one out on Instagram. With this posting strategy, it's going to be so much easier. You're going to be like, maybe even posting 5 times a day. I promise. So when I say post 3 times a day, what limiting beliefs come up? Yes. This whole thing will be up on Facebook. So you can definitely listen to it and take notes again, but also there will be exercises and homework after this that I will be putting in the Facebook group, which are going to be really, really fun. Yes, I sometimes have to stop myself because I get lots of ideas after I post. Now, interesting, when you get that excitement and that feeling, what do you do with your ideas? Or do we accidentally allow them to slip away? We are definitely going to have to try and remember how to hone that in. I will make a note because we are going to work on that. Don't lose your brilliant ideas. There is a book, I think it's called Big Magic. Yeah, I think it's called Big Magic. And she talks about downloads. She talks about like when you get an idea, it is your idea, but if you don't act on it, they will give it to somebody else. It's a great, great book, very small. I recommend reading it. Yeah, I won't have enough things to talk about. I may sound repetitive. Perfect. I love that. I make the false assumption that I will remember it. I know. ADHD. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay. Let's see. Where was I at? Oh, and the other thing is we don't want that feeling of overwhelm, like how you had said. What if I don't have enough things to talk about? What if I sound too repetitive? People will feel that in your energy. Even when you write it in posts on like Instagram, Facebook, people can sense energy, even if they don't understand what that is. They're like, this didn't land well. And then they like scroll on by. Same thing for videos. Like if you are uncertain of how you're delivering or what you're talking about, they will sense that and they will scroll by. Okay. So number 1, video should be inspirational. Okay. So this is a transformational story. And what that looks like is either your transformational story. This could be on weight loss, how I lost 70 pounds. You can too. You don't have to say you can too. You can literally just say how I lost 70 pounds. There is a creator, I believe her name is Sam, and I absolutely love how she edits, what she talks about, because all she's doing is one of her videos was I'm a she calls herself a chunky girl in the gym. And she goes in the gym and she doesn't know how to use the equipment. She's never been there. And she even did a series, again, I binge watched it, on how many times will she be able to go to the gym without feeling anxious, right? Like that is awesome because how many people wanted to see and could relate to that feeling anxious going to the gym? Because I do. And being able to see like how she just enjoyed her time being in the gym was super inspirational. And then started to go to the gym because of her videos. So it inspired me. So again, it can be transformational stories about you, a client, a family member, a friend, literally any story that you get. It can be about TV. It can be about a book you were reading. Anything that's going to have you feeling a specific way, overcoming it, and then coming back around, right? Like the hero's journey. So you have a starting point, the ordinary world, you travel, find friends, foes, and mentors along the way, and then you return back home completely a new person. So what is one story that you can share that is a transformational story? The next video, so we, again, having 3, one video should be informational. Here is your, like, be a book topic. So become the authority. These are typically 3 ways that I did X, Y, and Z. Big pro tip. Another thing that I love to do is stitches. There are duets. I don't like duets as much just because I don't know how to utilize the sound. Their sound goes over you. And I like to talk. So I do stitches. I take their hook, which is already doing well, and they already have a good amount of views on the video. So I already know it hooks people in. And then I stitch it with the amount of information that I want to share at the end. One note about me, which we will get into when I show you the editing, is I'm a very simple editor. And if I don't know how to do it and it's not easy, or I have to like download the video onto my phone and utilize a third-party app, I'm out. Because that's just like not my vibe. I want to get it done, edited, and put out, and then I'm good. I do use the green screen sometimes. So there was a series that I was utilizing on the mother wound and comment sections. I get a lot of hate comments on certain other platforms, such as Facebook and YouTube. So I would take screenshots of those specific comments, throw them up behind me, and then say, this is the mother wound, this is why. And then just showcasing why this person would be wanting mom's approval or validation through the comments, which was a lot of fun, which I haven't done in a while. Okay, the third video. So we have inspirational, informational. The last one should be a promo video. Okay. Now this can be super simple, sharing your I help statement. It can be sharing your freebie. Again, it can start with a transformational story and then go into a call to action directed towards something. I will be sharing 2 videos that I did it just today. One was on my mother wound quiz. I utilized a stitch. So I'm kind of utilizing all of my techniques right here. I utilized a stitch that I found on YouTube, went into how I agreed with that person, and then boom, if they want to find out their mother wound type, take my quiz. It was like probably less than 15 seconds. The second one was the video that I created in my car, came home and re-recorded it. So you guys will be getting that in the Facebook group so that you can see it and kind of pull apart how I'm doing things there. The call to action, the flow, and how easy a promo can be. It doesn't have to be this long drawn out thing, what my program's about, and then do a call to action that sounds shaky. Now, a wild card post. So again, like I said, as you start getting into the groove of this, 1 inspirational video, which can be a story, 2, an informational video sharing something that you do already. 3, a promo video, and 4, a trending audio. For some reason, gurus constantly say to do trending videos, but as I mentioned, when you do trending videos, a lot of the times it calls in people that you don't want to have as your community, and they're only looking for a certain thing. Now, with trending audio with a purpose, it's a little bit different. For example, there is one audio that I utilized that was a gentleman saying a bunch of really nice things. And then at the end, he like did a jab. I cut out the jab part and just had the part where he was saying really nice things. And like my text over it was, when you're in like feminine flow, you can receive love safely from a man. And like his audio was him telling me how beautiful I was and all these other things. And so that one really, really did well. But I tweaked the trending audio a little bit. Pro tip again, while you're scrolling through TikTok, I recommend first off setting your time either 10 to 30 minutes to be on TikTok only. Don't get lost. Don't get sidetracked. Literally set a timer for 30 minutes. You can actually do it in the app now too. They do have a TikTok snooze feature. But set that timer and scroll. Sometimes I don't even listen to all of the videos. I just scroll and listen to the first part of the audio. And then I note how many times an audio pops up onto my feed that is similar. So for example, is there a specific song that keeps coming up? Is there a specific trend that keeps coming up for their face changing stuff? For example, there was that old face changing one that kept coming up and people were doing really cool things with it. I made note. I did not create a video on this just because I kind of like, I did the thing that I told you guys not to do. I got excited about it, had an idea, and then I let it go. So don't do that. Yeah. Don't do what I did. When you see it, again, we'll talk about this a little bit later. I think day 3 is utilize those collections. When you are seeing specific videos, have a folder for specific ideas that you want to put in. For example, I have a mother wound folder. So I know specifically these videos are for my mother wound playlist. And either I'm going to riff off of what they're going to say. I'm not going to recreate their video. I'm going to take the information that they're sharing on that video and create it as my own. Maybe utilize something similar to their hook if they did really well. Or I have another folder for duets. Really, it should be stitches because, again, I don't do duets, but I do stitches. And that means I need to do that video probably as soon as possible, because if their video is going somewhat viral, I can ride and piggyback on that virality. Okay. And then I stitch the first 5 to 6 seconds and then boom, go into my content and then send it out. So that one, I know I need to get that folder down to 0. When I do a stitch, I delete the original video from my folder. That makes sense. I like remove it from there so I know that I did it. Okay. So we have 1 promo, 1 inspirational, 1 informational, 1 trending. Does that make sense? Do we have any questions? Cool. So what we'll do is quickly go into the search engine. We have a little bit more time left until 5:30. So I want to show you this search because I want this to be your homework. What your homework will be is researching a keyword or key phrase, okay? Long keyword phrase. So that could be abandonment issues, or like, I'm just giving you an example of mine. Abandonment issues, or it could be a long key phrase of how or what is abandonment attachment or abandonment issues. So if you have your phone with you, we are going to do the search feature right now. If you don't, then you can do it a little bit later and just follow these instructions. But you're going to go to the lovely magnifying glass on your TikTok app. That I believe is in the upper right-hand corner on the FYP page. From there, if you already see You one will see all the things that you've already searched. Good thing nobody else is seeing your search. If it's as weird as mine. Second, at the bottom there, it is showing trending searches or things they think that you would be into. This is really huge because what are some of the things that are popping up? Many times for me, it is abandonment issues or mother wound stuff. And sometimes it is like telling me that people have passed or, like things that are going on with the Kardashians because they think that I care. But what do? I do check those just to see what people are watching. Another thing about Facebook, or excuse me, why do I keep saying Facebook? Another thing about TikTok is the For You page is literally for you. So what I have on my For You page is absolutely not what anybody else has on their For You page, which is super awesome, which is what we can utilize for our advantage. Okay, so now at the search bar, go ahead and throw in your topic or your keyword or your key phrase that you want to utilize for this search. Then you want to hit enter. At the top, it will already say top, but we want to click on videos. After you click on videos, I'm not sure what to look for. What is your current focus on Pouty Mouth Rebel? Okay. Creating t-shirts. So let's put t-shirts in. And again, it could also lean towards art, right? Because you also promote art. So what specific art do you lean towards? Dick latte art. No, I'm just kidding. That is a thing. You can look it up on Instagram. They're fabulous. Janelle comes back right on that. We are doing the search engine on TikTok. Oh, you're doing it? Okay. Got it. Oh, perfect. Love it. Okay. Do we have something then, Sarah, for the keyword? Okay. I didn't know if you found something yet. Inappropriate t-shirts. Love it. Okay. So that's where we're going to put into our search bar. Like I said, it's going to say top. You want to click on videos next to it. Once you click on videos, you want to click on the filter, which is going to be on the upper right-hand corner, just a bunch of lines, I believe. When you click on the filter, you're going to want to put like count and this month. I'm pretty sure there's 3 options. One of them you do not click on. Okay, just like count, this month, apply. Now, this is literally bringing in all of the videos this month only that has the highest amount of like count. What we want to do is use this as research. What do their videos talk about? How are they presenting their videos? What are their descriptions, their SEO, their hashtags? Hashtags are helpful, but not super, super important, just a FYI. And then also, how are their texts? Are there texts above their head? Are there texts in the middle of their video? Things like that to look for. Your homework tonight is going to be looking through different keywords and finding one inspirational video in your search, one informational, and one promo video. And if you want bonus points, one trending. Only 11 videos. I need to get cracking. Maybe it's not inappropriate t-shirts, right? Then this is where we go into the fun part. What are our audience's verbiage on the t-shirts? Maybe they're not looking up inappropriate t-shirts, but they're looking up specific art or artists, tattoo artists, things like that, that we want, funny t-shirts. Yeah. So start tweaking and writing down like what you're seeing, but then also, are people actually looking for that? Yes. So saying them again is when you are posting, I don't know if you heard this. When you are posting, you want an informational video, an inspirational video, one promo video, which I'm going to be giving you two of my own from today in the group so you can see what I did. And then what I sometimes do is add a trending audio. Just if I'm in that mindset of, and as I shared this before, while I'm scrolling, if I noticed a trending audio or a trending filter, I jump on it. And I'm like, okay, this is obviously going viral right now. I need to get on top of this. Many times I don't do trending videos though, like trending audio. Okay. Any questions on the homework? Researching your keywords, and that you can have many of them. Like I said, I have abandonment issues, mother wound, inner child, shadow work. And then I also do fictional characters, hero's journey, book talk, because book talk is like part of my thing. Because with book talk, not only do I love reading, but I can also utilize those as fictional characters in healing. Yay. It's a double whammy. That's why I said we get to be more than one thing. So while we're searching those key topics, can we find a video that is more inspirational? Can we see one more informational, one that might be trending, and one that's promoting their stuff? Because what we're wanting to do is understand how other creators are showing up in their videos so that we can embody that, understand that, and make it better for our own. Obviously, they're doing things well. I'm assuming there's a funny t-shirt that Sarah just saw. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what these look like. I'm also going to be sharing 50 hooks. Okay. This is going to be going into the Facebook group. Now, don't live, die, and post all of these hooks, right? Like they're just to help you get your juices flowing. Also, while you're looking at the other creators, how do they open up their videos? We're going to be doing storytelling tomorrow. And so start really understanding how did they capture your attention? Like, again, scroll through maybe 10 minutes and like really analyze what you stopped at and what you didn't. I scroll really fast. My husband always gets mad because I'm like, ew, like it just gives me the ick right away. And I know that I don't want to sit and watch that person. Not anything against them. I just have this feeling. And he watches everything. And then I'm like, you literally just wasted like 3 minutes of your life because that had no direction. So why did you stop the scroll? What is the phrase that they utilized in the front? How quickly was the video? I typically like to keep my videos from 1 to 3 minutes, not any longer. I do have a 10-minute marker. Some people don't, but I typically keep mine at 1 minute. The other reason why I do that is short, sweet, to the point. And also I can repurpose it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts. And then that's where I can open loop, put them into my programs, or put them into my funnel with my freebie. Okay. Awesome. Okay. I believe in holding grudges. I will heal in hell. That's awesome. Thoughts on repurposing the trending, but changing them a little bit to make them more personal. Yeah. So with the trending audio, I did share this, and I don't know if you were here for that, but there was one that it was like an over voice of this guy saying, "You're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're da da da." But then he like makes this backhanded comment after. And so all these like people were doing a specific trend, right? Like they were making it about that trend, that original audio. I clipped that backhanded part and made it just about the compliments and saying like how you feel, or something about like being in the feminine flow and receiving love and feeling safe from a purposely driven man. And it was like all the beautiful things, right? And people really liked it. It, I think, hit like 3,000 views, which is decent. But that just shows I didn't utilize the trending audio the way that it was already being intended to. So absolutely find a trending audio, make it your own. Same thing with trending music. Sometimes I utilize the music and then I just turn it all the way down. But because I see it, for example, new Miley Cyrus song, I see that it's going to be trending. I'll throw it in the background of my video or turn it completely off, but just have the icon there so that it will be picked up by her going viral. All right. Any questions in regards to all of that information? I know it was a lot. No? Moving forward, we are going to be working on at least posting one a day in TikTok. If you have any questions, feel free to post it in the Facebook group so that I can give some guidance and support. Your homework is going to be looking up your key terms. Share them in the Facebook group. It's interesting, even if you want to do screenshots and be like, I searched this. This is the things that came up. Another thing real quick to note, because I forgot about this and I didn't have my phone in front of me. Sometimes when you search and just basic search, not do the like count this month, you will see gray boxes. These gray boxes will have key terms in them that are more ideas for you to be able to utilize for your videos and your SEO. Okay. And then just kind of see, again, how other creators are posting. Are they inspirational, informational, trending, or are they promoting their stuff at the end? And then I will be sharing the 50 hooks. And yeah, we're going to be doing storytelling tomorrow. So all about making a badass viral video story. Sound good? Awesome. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, even just about anything, you're going to unmute yourself.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
So what I was talking about was I didn't know if I was able to unmute myself. I didn't know how you did your things. So I was just like texting the box. If there was like a top video that when we look and see what's going on, I was asking if we can also like repurpose it and make it our own way. Like maybe like if it's 4 signs of abandonment and the way the person was reenacting it, but like changing them, but also kind of keeping that same dynamic.
Yes. So what I've noticed is, for example, if you follow the holistic psychologist, she does this with attachment styles with the parent and the child. And her and Jenna like go through the reenactment. That is actually from another creator. I think her name is like Millennia or something like that. I don't remember. And I knew that there was some beef because what happens is the creators community gets really strong in protecting them. And so what happened is a bunch of people were commenting on the holistic psychologist saying, at least give her credit for da 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 da. Personally, they weren't doing the same phrases. They weren't doing the same stuff. So in my mind, that didn't bother me. Like she's creating and she's a psychologist and she knows how this works. And if she wants to do the same dynamic, then let her, right? So if you find a creator that you like their style of what they're doing and you're wanting to like remake that or repurpose what they're doing, you can definitely do that. And then if you want, you can always add like inspired by and then add their tag. Just to like save you in the sense of if the floods of crazy people come. Now, the other thing is if you make your own script and everything, like that is you. Like you should not have to be fear of like what to say or silence or like if you are excited and inspired by that, boom, do it. That's what I would recommend. Like I love it. Thank you. Sarah, did you have a question?
No, but I'm feeling like there's some desperate need for some better quality in the funny t-shirts search because none of those t-shirts were funny. They were like really inappropriate, like not in a good way. Like it was like alcohol don't run in my family, they drive. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrible.
That is terrible. The
Oh,
other thing that's interesting is if you're going to be doing funny t-shirts, one, where are those people with t-shirts, t-shirt businesses? So find them first and find ones that you align with. Then what keywords are they using? What are their community commenting about? And also, if you're going to utilize like the funny t-shirt hashtag or like make that more your brand, be the big bold person that is going to be in that when people do search for funny t-shirts, right? Like meet them and make them come to you.
I'm looking at a lot of the t-shirt designers that I've seen, like what kind of why I thought TikTok was the appropriate platform for this.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I'm like, this is where content's gonna have to be real creative is I'm doing drop shipping t-shirts. They are hand screen printing or hand pressing these themselves. And
Yeah.
so they have the ability to like show product going out and packing orders. And I'm like, I purposely am not touching that shit. So my content
Yeah.
will be very different compared, but still have these good t-shirts. Like I can order samples for myself at cost, but then I'm gonna have to spend a lot of money to have the shirt itself in order to showcase it. Whereas these people are making them and can wear them in because they made them at home.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now this is going to cost me more money unless I, like, that's the biggest problem I'm concerned about is like how all of the ones I've seen, they're all wearing their product. And now in order for me to wear my product, I have to order it and pay versus I pay for the shirt and like the time, like it's a little more pricey because I got to pay for shipping. And I hate paying for shipping, but
Right. Well, and we can find creative ways to be able to showcase this because the other thing is you're making the design, right?
yeah, I was gonna probably do some like of recording of me making them. Like I'll do lives maybe of like make a t-shirt with me and like put your idea and we'll make one live on something like that. Would be a fun thing to do. But
now,
I'm gonna
so that's the other thing is
itself because I do want this to lean towards the idea of show me how to start my own business doing this.
well, one step at a time.
Right.
Which are we putting first, right? Like we're not teaching them how to build the business that's later.
That's
What we're doing is we're showing them that I can make badass art. How do you do that? Probably on the computer. Boom, you can actually showcase that while you're making it. And then that's what we need to look up. We need to look up art videos, mainly in whatever platform that you're already utilizing. If that's Procreate or Illustrator or wherever. And then being able to be fun and exciting while you're creating those. And then boom, like you said, lives going in there. I will say that there are some people that I would do one of two things or both of these. One, make a shirt with me. Cool. Like you can do that. You can be talking. I see all the times. One, I watch a lady box her sage. It's not sage. She has like different types of like bundles for smudging. And she just every Friday or every morning at same freaking time, she is just boxing up her orders and talking. That could be you. You could be drawing, making art, and answering questions, right? The other thing too is you could be doing little tiny designs and saying, hey, go to my link and you can get a design too for $5, you know, or like, and then just something small. So it's almost like one of those people that, you know, get a card pulling for $5 to $10. And so now you could be making money while you're just sitting there making little doodles.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a work in progress on that. I'm really excited, but I'm just like thinking, I'm like, the content I see is always them packing orders, making orders, whatever. And I'm like, that's what I love about it. But
That's the shirt aspect though.
Not making that much money. I'm like, I don't want to spend that much.
Yeah.
These. So I was like, all I'm doing is sitting on Canva and like,
yeah, perfect.
Like even graphics I didn't buy or I didn't draw, I bought to create this t-shirt of like, what can we do? I was like, that content though screams to me, here's how you start your own business more than it does, hey, buy this cool t-shirt. So I want to make it as funny as possible while I'm doing it so that it's hilarious. Cause that's what I know is gonna get. I like funny shit. That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
So I will send you a creator. She paints, and while she paints, she's overlaying it with her voice.
Mhm.
And that might be the direction that we go, but she literally is talking about nonsense. And
Mm,
that's why I watched. Not
okay.
because of the painting, because of what she was saying.
Okay.
So again, it doesn't have to be showing them how to do it. Again, it doesn't have to be all about business. We
Mhm.
need to bring Sarah into it, and then people will go, "Ooh, I want to back her up because this is so fun."
Okay. That's exactly right there. You just nailed it. Like, I just want to be the person that they want to support because I'm funny, I'm entertain them, I make them laugh.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it through while showing them me making a t-shirt or whatever so that
Yeah.
they know what to buy, kind of thing. Like, I want to just be myself on social media. And the only place I feel like I can safely do that and not be judged about any of it is on TikTok, because I get to just be goofy, which is who I am. So
Yeah. Yeah, you get to let your freak flag fly. The other thing that popped
there's a
up was
t-shirt
this,
idea, Jenna. I'm gonna write it down.
well, I also really want a Your Mom t-shirt. So there you go. And
We'll collab on that for sure, and we'll get you a t-shirt that you can sell.
yay, there was also another phrase that I said earlier today, and I was like, I need to make a shirt on that because that's hilarious.
Girl, I will design it for you. We'll make it happen.
I love it. The other thing that came to mind, so there's the painting girl that says weird shit while she's painting. So again, you could be doing something. You don't even have to be creating the icon. Like, you could be creating the t-shirt logo and like the fonts and changing things, and you can be really strategic with what you're adding, right? Like, it could be you just flipping through the font
Mhm.
and then like changing it. Like, people would just be and it's just like clippy, like boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's done. Or, you know, like it'll pan into the full image, or maybe it doesn't show the full image. Maybe you do that on the next one. And you don't have to say like, go to part 2. Like, you're just sharing a story, right?
Yeah.
And so that's something I really would lean into. The next thing is there's this lady cooking for her husband, making his lunch. And while she's making her lunch, she's just hilarious in how she's talking about it. She's like, oh, I have attachment issues. And so I make my lunches so my husband doesn't leave me for his work wife and all this shit. And you're just like, what did she just fucking say?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I've seen her before. I think
yeah.
it's
And so now I'm just like,
I make my husband's lunch
invested in
with
it.
me so he doesn't leave me for his work wife. Like, I think I've seen her before.
Yeah. And then she like writes a note and she's like, makes it funny, like, I'll find you or something stupid. And she's like, oh, wait, maybe I'll get in trouble for that. Like, cause it sounded like she was going to kill him, or like, is this poisoned or whatever? And like,
Guess which one of the grapes is poisoned, right? Yeah, exactly.
so like, there's things like that you can utilize also to your advantage is storytelling. But right now for your homework, maybe finding art videos. How
Okay.
are they editing? How are they showcasing their art? You're not packaging the product, but lean on your strength. Your strength is the art. Even if you're in Canva, how many people are wanting to learn how to do Canva or just interested in seeing somebody doing Canva and art?
Turning comments into t-shirt designs.
There you go. There's that girl
Obviously,
that
that's the
also,
goal. I want them to comment, but like, if I get a lot of hate or something, like turning hateful comments into t-shirt designs would probably be a really good one. And
Yeah.
I'll go find somebody else's hateful comment.
that's what I was just gonna say. Okay. Perfect. We're on the same wavelength, because I was gonna say, don't wait for people to comment on yours. Go and find the comments because they're insane. You can utilize all of mine. Somebody just called me a liar and to show them the research. And then I told them to go do their own research. I don't have time for it.
Yeah, okay.
There's so many different videos that you can go in and start seeing the comments. And so maybe picking like a specific niche of what
Mhm.
people are interested in, to be able to utilize as comments. The other thing that I was thinking of, oh, there's that girl who did the logos for the big companies. So she took like Microsoft and the Detroit Lions, and she just was like super monotone. And she's like, I am a graphic designer and I think their logos are shitty, so I'm going to redo them. And she's like super, she's a comedian. And so she literally like made lines for the Lions. And what do you think they did? They found that video. She got really popular. Other brands were in the comment section asking her to do the same.
Free advertising for them.
And then and then all the logos she made, they changed their TikTok logos. Like Amazon did it.
Oh my
They
gosh.
had that for their logo forever. And it was like this shitty like box. But anywho, what I was saying with the Detroit Lions, they made shirts that year.
Nice.
I think it was last year for football.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, I'm excited to have the
Tons-
creativity just for these ideas
yes.
that I've missed. I've missed this
Yes.
feeling of like, oh, it's gonna
Yes.
feel it just my creativity has been suffocated for the last 6 years. And I'm
Yes.
so
Let's break it out.
I know I'm so excited. Okay.
Yeah, already. Like you were trying to fit yourself in a box. We're not packaging boxes. We are making the shit and showing yourself. Perfect. All right. I will get this 50 hooks over in there and the homework. If you guys have any questions, put them into the Facebook group.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.